Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Great Cove Adventures. Today I have something a little different for you. I'm doing a product review of a pair of shoes. Now there's a couple things about these shoes that set them apart from almost anything else available on the market, so stay tuned and we'll see what those things are. If you follow my blog or my video channel, you probably already know that I spend a lot of time in the outdoors, and I enjoy things like hiking and backpacking, and more recently I've also gotten into running. And when you spend a lot of time on your feet, you start to obsess a little bit about what kind of shoes you wear. You learn over time what is the most comfortable, what kind of shoes fit you the best, and you kind of stick to that. Now for me, there are two criteria that I always look for in any shoes that I buy. So the first criteria I look for is zero heel-to-toe drop. In other words, I don't want the heel of my shoe to be higher than the forefoot. Now obviously most shoes are made with a higher heel, but I prefer them to be flat, just the way it would be if I was walking barefoot. I like my foot in a more natural position. The second criteria is a wide toe box. If you look at a typical pair of shoes, you'll see that the shoes are somewhat pointed in the front. And if you look at your foot, you'll see that your foot is not pointed in the front, it's kind of boxy looking. And for whatever reason, shoe manufacturers have saw fit to make their shoes shaped differently than the foot, and I don't like that. I don't like anything squeezing my toes on the side. I like them to have plenty of room to spread out, and again, to have a more natural foot position. Now, as you might imagine, it's pretty difficult to find both of those criteria in many shoes today because old habits die hard, and manufacturers simply don't make them that way. At least not many of them do. There are a handful of companies that make running shoes that meet those two criteria. However, when it comes to shoes to wear to the office or to wear to church, it's even harder to meet those two criteria. So that's where Lems shoes come in. They were kind enough to send me some shoes to review, and it's what they call the 9-to-5 series of shoes. They come in a couple different colors, but they're essentially a dress shoe. Now you might notice that the sole looks a bit thicker in the back than it does the front, but the heel is actually recessed down in there a little bit, so these are indeed zero drop. Now they have an insole in there as well, and if you pull it out, it's pretty thin, provides a little bit of padding. It's also moisture wicking, so the bottom of your feet don't get moist from sweat. A little bit of padding in there in addition to the insole as well, and these are actually optional. You don't have to wear them. If you want a little more room for your feet, you can do without them. Now, I've had these shoes only for about a month, so it's hard to judge the durability of them, but they really look like they should hold up well. They have a leather upper, everything's leather, double stitched. Obviously, over time, we'll be able to tell that for sure. As far as comfort, I got just what I expected. Slide my foot into one of these, and it feels great. They don't restrict my feet in any way. They hold the heel kind of snug, and then they let my toes do what they want. Of course, the zero drop makes me feel like I'm in a natural alignment as opposed to having a higher heel. They also essentially let my foot do what they want. They're very flexible. You can curl these things right up. Because the sole is very flexible, and so that's a good thing. I like the fact that the treads are pretty tight as well. Some of my running shoes have some wider treads, and you can get stones and pebbles stuck in there, and these don't look like they'll have that problem. The other thing about these shoes is that they do not weigh very much, and so that means they feel more natural that way as well. Now, I got these in the mocha color. There are several other colors available in the 9-to-5 series as well. Lems also makes several other styles of shoes as well. They have some boat shoes that would also be suitable for the office. They also have some hiking boots. You can get those in either leather or man-made materials. And then they also have the Primal 2, which is made from man-made materials and is just an everyday shoe. Some people even use the Primal 2 series of shoes for running, even though it's not specifically designed for that. So my verdict on these shoes is that I'm very pleased with them. Obviously, over time, I'll have a better idea about durability. They certainly seem like they'll hold up fine. They give my foot a very natural feel. They don't get in the way. They're very light. They're flexible and very comfortable. Hopefully you found this useful if you're looking into buying some natural or minimalist type shoes for the office. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.